Drop the weapon. Put your hands where I can see them.
What weapon? This is my walking stick. I'm blind.
Don't play games with me. I know a club when I see one.
Sir, I have a white cane. I'm visually impaired.
Right, and I'm supposed to believe that.
At exactly 2:15 p.m. on a sunny Thursday in Phoenix, Arizona, Officer Derek Collins made a decision that would soon become the most humiliating moment of his 8-year career in law enforcement. Standing in the middle of a downtown street with his weapon drawn, Collins aimed at a man who appeared to be holding a stick, but the object in the man's hand was not a weapon at all. It was a white mobility cane, the type used by blind and visually impaired individuals to safely navigate streets, sidewalks, and buildings. The man holding it was Marcus Thompson, a 34-year-old software engineer who had been blind since the day he was born. On that afternoon, he was doing something completely ordinary, walking 3 blocks from his apartment to his favorite coffee shop. Marcus had absolutely no idea that this simple routine would suddenly turn into a viral incident that would cost a police officer his job and ignite a nationwide discussion about police training, disability awareness, and racial bias. Later, the body camera footage would reveal the entire encounter. Every second of the 8-minute confrontation was recorded. The video showed every incorrect assumption, every moment where the obvious truth was ignored, and every step that escalated a situation, which could have been resolved with a small amount of awareness and basic human understanding. Before explaining exactly what happened during that encounter, it's important to understand who Marcus Thompson really was. Marcus was not just another software engineer living in Phoenix. He was a senior developer at a respected technology company. Outside of work, he stayed physically active, participated in long-distance running events, and regularly spoke about accessibility and disability rights. Despite having no sight at all, Marcus had spent more than 15 years navigating the city independently. He used a white cane to detect obstacles and relied on a guide dog named Bailey for additional assistance. On this particular afternoon, Bailey was not with him because the dog had been taken to a grooming appointment. Marcus had been born with a rare genetic condition called Leber congenital amaurosis. The disorder causes severe vision loss from birth. Because of this condition, Marcus had never experienced light, color, or faces. Yet he had built a full life, a successful career, an active social circle, and complete independence in the heart of downtown Phoenix. The white cane he carried was a standard mobility tool commonly used by blind individuals. It was bright white and marked with red reflective tape, a design that follows federal guidelines for mobility aids. The cane was lightweight aluminum, roughly 4 feet long, and could fold for convenient storage. Anyone with even minimal familiarity with accessibility equipment would immediately recognize it for what it was. Unfortunately, Officer Derek Collins did not. That afternoon, Collins was patrolling the downtown district as part of the department's community policing program. He was a white officer in his early 30s who had joined the Phoenix Police Department soon after graduating from college. While his record appeared acceptable on the surface, later reviews would show that his personnel file contained several complaints from residents in minority communities. None of those complaints had resulted in serious punishment, but they hinted at a pattern that had never been properly addressed. As Collins drove along Central Avenue, he noticed Marcus walking along the sidewalk heading north. According to Collins' later statement, what immediately caught his attention was the object Marcus was holding. From a distance, Collins believed it looked like some type of club or stick. Combined with the fact that Marcus was a black man walking in the area, Collins quickly formed the assumption that he might be dealing with a potentially dangerous situation. In reality, the location was not a high-crime area at all. The street was filled with office buildings, restaurants, and cafes that served the busy downtown population. But in Collins's mind, the situation already appeared suspicious. Without taking time to observe more carefully, Collins pulled his patrol vehicle to the curb and stepped out. Almost immediately, he drew his service weapon. He had not watched Marcus long enough to understand his behavior. He had not noticed the way Marcus carefully tapped the cane from side to side in a sweeping motion, a common technique used by blind pedestrians to detect obstacles in their path. Marcus's head was slightly tilted as he listened to the sounds of traffic and surrounding movement. He wore dark sunglasses and moved with slow, deliberate steps, relying on sound and touch to guide him. Each of these details clearly indicated that Marcus was visually impaired, but Collins failed to recognize any of them. From across the street, he raised his voice. "Drop the weapon and put your hands where I can see them." Marcus immediately froze in place. The sudden shout confused and frightened him. Since he could not see who was speaking, he had no idea what was happening. "What weapon?" Marcus responded cautiously. "This is my walking cane. I'm blind." Still holding his gun, Collins crossed the street toward him. "Don't try to play games with me," Collins said sharply. "I know what a club looks like." Marcus slowly lifted the white cane so it would be visible. "Sir, this is a white cane. It's used by people with visual impairments." Collins remained unconvinced. "And you expect me to believe that?" he replied. Every word of that exchange was captured clearly by the body camera attached to Collins' uniform. The recording would later allow millions of viewers to hear the disbelief and hostility in his voice. Marcus, however, tried to remain calm. Although he was frightened, he spoke carefully and respectfully. He understood that staying composed was often the safest approach when dealing with police officers, especially when they already seemed suspicious. "Officer," Marcus explained patiently, "this is a standard mobility cane used by blind individuals. The reflective tape helps drivers see it." Collins stepped closer, his weapon still pointed toward Marcus. "Turn around and place your hands on the wall." Marcus hesitated for a moment. "Officer, I need my cane to keep my balance," he explained. "Without it, I can't safely move." "I said, turn around," Collins repeated. Marcus complied. Slowly, he turned toward the storefront behind him. One hand stayed on the cane to steady himself. That small action only increased Collins' suspicion. "Drop the weapon now," Collins shouted. "It's not a weapon," Marcus replied. "If I drop it, I won't be able to navigate safely." By this time, several pedestrians had stopped to watch. Phones appeared as people began recording the strange confrontation. In the body camera footage, at least 6 witnesses can be seen standing nearby, clearly confused by what they were observing. One woman could be heard saying quietly, "That's a blind person's cane." Another voice called out, "Officer, he's blind." Collins ignored them completely. In his mind, the situation still involved a possible threat, and the growing crowd only made him more defensive. "I'm going to search you for weapons," Collins announced. "You can search me," Marcus replied calmly, "but please let me keep my cane. I need it to walk." Collins began a quick pat-down search. He found exactly what one would expect from someone heading to a coffee shop: a wallet, a set of keys, and a smartphone equipped with accessibility software. While conducting the search, Collins also examined the cane more closely. The manufacturer's label was clearly printed on it. The reflective tape was visible. The material was lightweight and flexible, clearly designed as a mobility aid rather than any type of weapon. For most people, this would have been the moment to realize the mistake and apologize. But Collins still refused to admit he might be wrong. "This could still be used as a weapon," he insisted. Marcus sighed softly. "Officer, it's a mobility cane. It's made of lightweight aluminum and designed to fold. It's meant to help blind people detect obstacles."